What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Thomas Gallery, and today I want to do a video on the origin of St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day and leprechauns and rainbows and gold and all that stuff. Okay? First thing we do is break down what is St. Patrick's Day. Well, first, mainly, who is St. Patrick's Day? Or who's St. Patrick? Okay? Now, for those who may not know, St. Patrick, as we know him, was born in what is now known as Great Britain. Okay? He was not born in Ireland. That's one. St. Patrick was not born in Ireland. He was born in Great Britain. Okay? And at that time, Great Britain was kind of a... He was born during the late 5th century, late 4th century, and died in the mid 5th century. So born late 4th century, died mid 5th century. Okay, he was born in Great Britain, was known as Britain, and he died in Ireland, Saul Ireland to be exact. He died in Ireland. He was born around circa 338. He was born 386 A.D. and he died 461 A.D. Okay. Just to give you a timeline of how long he lived, okay? His name, he was not born with the name Patrick. That's one thing. He was not born with the name Patrick, okay? During that time, his real name was actually Maewyn Sucat. I know it sounds weird. Maewyn or Maewyn. I would say Maewyn Sucat. And this was during the time of the Romano Christian, which is pretty much Christian and Roman rule. Romans ruled, okay? Romano Romans, the Pope, pretty much. And this is all according to he actually wrote like an autobiography called Confessio, which means the confession. So he wrote an autobiography right around the time of his death, for his life. Talking about his life. And basically what happened is I wrote some notes here in my green notebook. Wrote some notes. So you see me looking down, reading from my green notebook. Okay, boom. Anyway, he was born in what is now known as Great Britain. Okay, Britain to be exact. And he came from a pretty well-off religious family, to be honest with you. He wasn't poor or anything. He came from a pretty well-off religious family. He came from a family of clerics, or people of the cloth, or men of the cloth. Okay, his father was his father. Ouch. His father, who came from a religious family. His father was a deacon. His father's name was Calphurius. Calphurius. Calphurius, Calphurius, okay, was a deacon from a Roman family. He was a deacon from a Roman family in high society. His father's family was pretty up there. It's pretty good. His mother name was Conchessa, Conchessa. Either you say Conchessa, or whatever you want to say. She was a close relative of a pope, okay, of Saint Martin of Tours. You look him up. And his grandfather was also a member of the clergy, Pontius. Now, the reason why I know these names is because he wrote these names in his autobiography. Okay, that's why I'm saying these names, because he wrote them in his autobiography, the Confessio, his confessions, his autobiography. Now, What happened? The reason why Saint Patrick went, or you hear about him in Ireland, is because at the age of 16, he was kidnapped and taken to Ireland. He was kidnapped from Britain, taken to Ireland. Okay, and him coming from a religious family, he actually saw it as a test from God. He saw it as a test of his faith from God. Right? So he saw the test from his faith from God. And then 6 years after his capture, it said that he had dreams of him be getting free. So as much as I guess the test of his faith, he just said, "Forget that, I'm gonna get free." So he broke out, he escaped, he traveled, he just got away, traveled through Europe, and he landed in France. In his Auxerre, France, where he became a missionary at a monastery in Saint Germain. That's French. He became a Christian missionary. Okay, and once he became a Christian missionary, as in the Catholic faith, they change your name. Okay, they change your name. No, you give up your old name, and you take on a Christian. That's why you say, like, on a birth certificate they say your Christian name, and then your family name or your surname. Yeah, your Christian name is your first name. Your surname or your family name is your last name. So when you in the Catholic faith and you become ordained in the Catholic faith, you become a bishop, a cardinal, a pope. You change your name. Okay. So he went from Mayawan Sukat to Patrick. Patrick of, they say Patrick of wherever. Now, once he became an ordained bishop, he became a bishop, Patrick now, he went back to Ireland. He went back to Ireland to pretty much convert the people of Ireland there. And the way he did it was he combined Christian rituals or sacraments, as they say, with Irish pagan beliefs. The word pagan simply means nature. You worship nature, like the sun, the wind, the water, the mountain, things like that. You worship nature. Water, you worship nature. That's what pagan means. Pagan does not mean devil worship. It means you worship nature, which you can objectively see. You can see the sun. You see the sun has an effect on the vegetation. You worship the sun. You worship the ground. You worship the water. You worship the trees. You worship the animals. Pagan worship. So what he did was he took Christian rituals and nature worship and combined them. Okay? And by doing that, he helped get more converts because they saw a bit of their old traditions in this new Christian faith at that time. Okay, so once he did all that, he also he's credited with creating what's known as the Celtic cross. Those don't know, just look up Celtic cross. Patrick is credited for inventing or creating the Celtic cross. Okay, as a mixture between the pagan and the Christian, he came with the Celtic cross. Sure. And then of course he died, and when a person of the Catholic faith dies, and depending on their life, and they got to perform certain feats and deeds during their life, and even some of their death, you can be up for canonization. Canonization is pretty much when you go through the process of becoming a sainthood. Okay, like Saint Mother Teresa, she was canonized. She is now a Catholic saint. Okay, when he died, he was up for canonization of sainthood. He became a saint, and he is now known as Saint Patrick. Okay, and it doesn't tell you the specific date of when he died. However, as tradition of him being a Catholic saint, they accredit March 17th as his death date, and they give a feast in remembrance of his life. Okay, so as far as we know, his death date is March 17th, And St. Patrick's Day or St. Patty's Day, or the feast of St. Patrick, is they make a feast, a party pretty much, a celebration of his life through food and music and rituals and so forth and so on, to in remembrance of his life. Okay, so that's pretty much St. Patrick. That's pretty much who is St. Patrick and the origin of St. Patrick's Day. Now with leprechauns and the color green. One of the famous colors of Ireland is green because it is known for its vast green fields, its vast green meadows. Green, that's why it's green. Okay? It's many songs and a lot of poetry about the rolling plains and the hills filled with green in Ireland. Okay? And you have the leprechaun. The leprechaun is a little bit different. Nowadays we have a idea. When we think of leprechaun, we think of something cute, Lucky Charms, and they magically delicious and all that stuff. However, the origin of leprechauns is a little different. The origin of leprechauns is not so fun. It's not kid friendly. I'll tell you that right now. The origin of leprechauns is not kid friendly. Leprechauns, the whole thing about the gold and the rainbow leading to the pot of gold. First of all, rainbows don't lead you anywhere. Rainbows are a simple construct of physics. It's moisture in the atmosphere, or it just got finished raining, or it's raining, and the light from the sun breaks through the clouds. The light hits the water that's in the atmosphere. That clear substance called water breaks up the light into the prism, the Roy G. Biv, the color spectrum, and it just shines throughout the sky. So there are billions upon billions of water droplets in the atmosphere that is breaking up the light from the sun, giving off the color spectrum. The color spectrum is being broken up times a billion amongst the other rain droplets. Thus you see a rainbow in the sky. That is what a rainbow is. It has nothing to do with a leprechaun, nor a pot of gold, nor the end of the rainbow. Rainbows don't touch the ground. They're in the sky. Okay? They're in the sky. Because it rained up there, water up there, light broken up from the rain, from the water. That's it. Okay? Back to leprechauns. Leprechauns are pretty much little elves or imps or whatever. Back to the pagan thing. And the leprechaun did not want people to have its gold. It was greedy. Leprechauns are greedy. They did not like to share their gold. Actually, the best way I can say it, remember the old movie Leprechaun, like the real creepy, the horror film Leprechaun movies, the other ones they made, Leprechaun in the Hood and all that stuff, Leprechaun 2 and all that. How if you were to find the leprechaun's gold, that the leprechaun would try to kill you. That is more closely related to the actual origins of the leprechaun than a happy-go-lucky, magically delicious cereal elf. The more scary killer leprechaun is more closely related to the actual origin of leprechaun. Just the origin of the leprechaun will actually try to trick you. They would try to trick you, mess with you, very mischievous type of individuals. They won't try to kill you. They're just very, very mischievous, very tricky. They're tricksters. Okay, so that is the origin of a leprechaun. It's origin of what a rainbow is, and the origin of who St. Patrick is, and the origin of St. Patrick's Day. All right, so you got 4 different segments in this one video. Right? Hope you enjoy all 4 of them. You can go read the Confessions of St. Patrick, or the autobiography of St. Patrick, the Confessio, 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 means confession in Latin. And hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you all later. Peace.